For as long as I can remember, coming to Aunt Stefy's place was a destination. It was this magical place in my childhood that I would come to see my dad's sister, to come to Germantown, which was very far from where I grew up. Not very far, but as you know, when you're a child, you think like traveling to the suburbs is a destination. And I think coming to Aunt Stefy's has changed for me with each decade in which I've lived. So in the 80s, we came out to Aunt Stefy's to visit, to visit my dad's sister, my dad's middle sister. Aunt Stefy lived in Germantown. She lived a very beautiful life, and coming out here was like coming to this single ladies condo that was very beautifully decorated. There were fashion magazines. She ate takeout. There were a lot of houseplants, but it was like a small one-bedroom condo. And in the 80s, it was like really chic because she had these stairs that she would climb up to go to her bedroom and her bathroom. It was just like very posh then. That was in the 80s and also in the 90s. I remember spending the weekend with her when my family, my mom and dad, went to South Carolina for my maternal great aunt's graduation, and I decided to stay with Aunt Stefy because I wanted to perform in the talent show. And I remember us eating takeout and me watching TV on her sofa and just really spending time with my aunt who didn't have any children. And then in the 2000s, that's when things started shifting a tad bit. Aunt Stefy got diagnosed with COPD in my sophomore year of undergrad, and it was a big emergency where she needed a lung transplant. And then coming out here started changing. It became visits to what I didn't realize transitioned into caregiving. We would come out to bring her food delivery, or take her to get food, or take her to pick up prescriptions because she could no longer drive. And that's been the past, I would say, 10 years or so. And recently in June, that shifted to June 15th to be exact. My trips to Aunt Stefy changed for the rest of my life. I lost my aunt June 15th of 2024, and I inherited her condo. And so now the trips out here are no longer greeted by her sitting on the porch waiting for me. My trips out here are to sort of complete her end-of-life affairs. I am now the owner of the condo and sifting through all the things that she left behind. I am preserving those things. I am sorting her condo. I am figuring out what to do with the condo. And that's what this series will be about. This series is about holding on to Aunt Stefy's place. They are about holding on to Aunt Stefy's place, holding on to her legacy, her life. It is about finding out how amazing she was, and uncovering so many dimensions and aspects of her life that I didn't even know. And I talk to my aunt all of the time. I think that's one of the things that makes me so emotional as I come out here in this phase of coming to Aunt Stefy's place, is that I no longer have the conversations that held us together. I no longer have, and I might add, I am a conversationalist, and I pride myself inheriting that from her. Being able to have very broad conversations, very intellectual conversations, spiritual conversations, and I no longer can have those in this realm. But I'm finding out so much about Aunt Stefy by just going through the things that she left behind, how amazing she was, how well curated she was, how cultured she was, how smart she was, but also how private she was, and how much this condo meant to her, how sacred this space was. And this series will be my chance to illustrate and demonstrate what generational wealth is, what inheritance looks like, and not just inheriting a structure, a property, but inheriting heirlooms, inheriting legacies, inheriting assignments. But also, I hope with this series I can, without being emotional, show you what it looks like to for that to be passed on, and for a new owner to take ownership of a family's property. So I want to introduce this new series, Aunt Stefy's Place, Holding On to Home, in which hopefully I have the opportunity to show you behind the scenes of renovating, or it may not be renovations, it may be making this into a museum, or just a place where I gather. I steward my family's legacy. I work on my archival practice. This may be my archival studio. But yeah, welcome to Aunt Stefy's. I hope that I inspire you, I motivate you, and that this means something to you.